औज़ुबिल्लाहिमिनश्शैतानिर्रजीम बिस्मिल्लाहिर्रहमानिर्रहीम। मैं अपने यूट्यूब चैनल उमैर अहमद ख़ान पर अपने तमाम मुअज़्ज़ज़ सामाईन को खुशामदीद कहता हूँ। आज की इस वीडियो में हम बात ये करेंगे कि बीएस इंग्लिश के फ़र्स्ट और सेकंड सेमेस्टर के पास पेपर्स क्या हैं, और वो पेपर्स के साथ ही हम डिस्कस करेंगे। अगर आप में से बहुत सारे जो लोग ये सोच रहे हैं कि वो बीएस इंग्लिश करना चाहते हैं और आइडिया लेना चाह रहे हैं कि पेपर्स किस तरह के होते हैं, मिड और फाइनल टर्म के, तो ये वीडियो आपके लिए है। आप देख सकते हैं एंट्री टेस्ट की भी जो तैयारी है वो उसके लिए भी आपको कंटेंट यहाँ से मिल सकता है, और आपको आइडिया हो सकता है कि यार ये पेपर्स किस तरीके से होते हैं। तो ये मेरे पास जो पेपर है, सबसे पहला पेपर है फर्स्ट सेमेस्टर का, और उस पर लिखा भी हुआ है मिड टर्म एग्जामिनेशन है नवंबर 2013 के। टोटल मार्क्स इसके 30 हैं, घंटे 2 अलाउड हैं, और ड्रामा एंड पोइट्री है। और फिर उसके बाद कोर्स कोड दिया हुआ है, जिसमें सबसे पहले आपके पास 10 नंबर की ये फिल इन द ब्लैंक्स हैं, जिसमें एक फिल इन द ब्लैंक 2 नंबर की है। जैसे सबसे पहले फिगर्स ऑफ स्पीच दिए गए हैं, इसमें से लाइफ इज टीडियस एज लाइफ इज एज टीडियस एज ट्वाइस टोल्ड टेल्ड। तो फिर उसका जवाब आपने सिमिली है, मेटाफर है, पर्सोनिफिकेशन है, एक्सटेंडेड मेटाफर है, ऑक्सीमोरॉन है, ओनोमोटोपिया है, स्निग्ध की है, कुछ भी है वो आपने यहाँ पे लिखना है। द न्यूज वॉज डैगर टू हिज हार्ट, फिर ये भी इसी तरह मेटाफर है, एक्सटेंडेड मेटाफर है, इम्प्लाइड है, डेड मेटाफर है, कोई भी टाइप है उसकी वो आपने यहाँ पे लिखनी है। द कैमल इज द शिप ऑफ द डेजर्ट, फिर इसी तरह आपने देखना है कि ये क्या है, मेटाफर है, पर्सोनिफिकेशन है, क्या है वो सामने आपने लिखना है। मे बी द हेयर्स ऑफ माई हेड आर काउंटेड बट nobody could ever count my love for you, ये क्या है, हाइपरबोले है, मेटाफर है, सिमिली है, क्या है वो आपने ब्लैक में लिखना है। डेथ lays his icy hand on kings, personification है ये। Discuss the treatment of death by John Donne in his sonnet Death Be Not Proud. Death Be Not Proud जो कि जॉन डन ने लिखी है, उसकी पोएम में जो ट्रीटमेंट ऑफ डेथ है जॉन डन ने जो की है वो आपने लिखना है। Explain with reference to the context. They rolled together this time and the end is come. May the Almighty God have mercy on Bartley's soul and on Michael's soul, and on the souls of Seamus and Patch and Stephen and Sean, and may He have mercy on soul Nora, and on the soul of everyone is left living in the world. ये राइडर्स टू द सी से ये लिया गया है। आपने लिखना है पहले कि रेफरेंस बताना है कि these lines have been taken by these lines have been taken from the short story Riders to the Sea written by XYZ, जो भी नाम है वो लिखना है, और फिर इसका थोड़ा सा कॉन्टेक्स्ट बताना है, बैकग्राउंड बताना है, और फिर इसको एक्सप्लेन करना है। इसी का फिर फाइनल टर्म का जो पेपर है वो आपके साथ शेयर करूँ। एक्सप्लेन विद रेफरेंस टू द कॉन्टेक्स्ट अगेन। लुक on the rising sun, there God does live, and gives his light and gives his heat away, and flowers and trees and beasts and men receive comfort and morning joy in the noonday. What a lovely rhyming scheme the poet he follows, live, receive, away, day। ठीक है, और फिर हमने चूंकि आपके पास किताबें वो दी हुई होंगी, तो किताबों में से ये फिर ये पोइट्री के सेक्शन में से ये एक पोइम दी हुई है, उसको आपने एक्सप्लेन करना है, उसका रेफरेंस और कॉन्टेक्स्ट भी बताना है। फिर दूसरा क्वेश्चन है, हाउ डज द ऑस्कर वाइल्ड पोर्ट्रे द इंस्टीट्यूशन of marriage from social perspective and importance of being earnest। सेकंड क्वेश्चन, ऑस्कर वाइल्ड जो है वो जो मैरिज इंस्टीट्यूशन है उसको सोसाइटी के नज़रिए से कैसे अपने जो एक शॉर्ट स्टोरी है उसकी इंपॉर्टेंस ऑफ बीइंग अर्नेस्ट उसमें कैसे वो एक्सप्लेन करता है वो आपने लिखना है। ड्रॉ द कैरेक्टर स्केच ऑफ एनी ऑफ द टू ऑफ द फॉलोइंग, फॉर एग्जांपल सिसली, लेडी ब्रैकनल, और फिर मिस प्रिजन प्रिज्म, ये तीन जो कैरेक्टर्स हैं इन पे आपने कैरेक्टर स्केच लिखना है। फिर सोशियो साइकोलॉजिकल इंपॉर्टेंस ऑफ पोर्ट्रेइंग डुअल आइडेंटिटीज बाय ऑस्कर वाइल्ड इन इंपॉर्टेंस ऑफ बीइंग अर्नेस्ट। फिर इसी तरह क्वेश्चन नंबर 5 है आपके पास, हाउ डज जॉन कीट्स पे ट्रिब्यूट टू द डेड पोएट्स एंड ओड ऑन पोएट्स। फिर इसी तरह वुमेन वर्क बाय माया एंजेलो is the realistic portrayal of the Life in the third world countries women, elaborate. 6 क्वेश्चंस हैं आपके पास टोटल, and we are required to write 5 questions, and question number 1 is compulsory. Let's मेरे पास फर्स्ट सेमेस्टर के यही 2 पेपर्स थे जो मैंने आपके साथ शेयर किए। सेकंड सेमेस्टर के सारे पेपर्स मेरे पास मौजूद है जो आपके साथ शेयर कर रहा हूँ। सबसे पहला पेपर हिस्ट्री ऑफ इंग्लिश लैंग्वेज। मेक स्टेटमेंट्स एज ट्रू और फॉल्स। द जर्मन कॉन्क्वेस्ट अकर्ड इन 449 एनो डोमिनाई। ये क्वेश्चन ठीक है तो टिक करेंगे आप, अगर गलत है तो फिर क्रॉस करेंगे। द रोमन Christianizing of Britain in 597 brought England into contact with Latin। ठीक है तो ठीक और गलत है तो फिर क्रॉस। The Norman conquest made English for 2 centuries the language of lower class, while nobles and upper class used French on almost all occasions. Classical Latin is a dead language because it has not changed nearly for 2000 years. The spread of arts and sciences through a medium of particular language reinforces the prestige of that language. According to Freshman, English is less loved but more used. French is more loved than used. All languages are adequate for the needs of the culture. English belongs to a group of languages to which German, Dutch, Flemish, Danish, Swedish, and Norwegian also belong. ठीक। Avesta is the secret book of Zoroastrians, and Old English is highly inflectional and is therefore called synthetic language. The oldest literary text preserved in uh, uh, any Indo-European language are the Vedas written and Sanskrit. Write down the comprehensive note on the resourcefulness of Old English. American and British English are the varieties of English language. Differentiate between the features of American and British English. What are the major features of modern English? Write down a detailed note on university wits, and then we have is class participation and assessment mark, assignment marks 20। ये फर्स्ट पेपर था आपके पास सेकंड सेमेस्टर का, and now we are moving to another paper, phonetics and phonology. Total marks 30 again, and midterm examination. Write down the places and manner of articulation of these sounds: h, k, f, z, n, l, v, t, th। ये हमने बताना है कि ये जो जो टिप जो आपकी वो है, जो लैंग्वेज आपका जो टंग चार्ट है उसके ऊपर ये कहाँ पे इनकी जो मैनर या प्लेस ऑफ आर्टिकुलेशन है वो क्या है। Explain the salient features of diphthongs with the help of suitable examples and diagram। ठीक है, आपने salient features बताने हैं diphthongs के और साथ में डायग्राम भी हमें बनानी है। Define the following terms: affricate, consonants and hard palate। और ये आपके पास पेपर जो है सेकंड सेमेस्टर का सेकंड पेपर था, और फिर उसके बाद जो है आपके पास तीसरा पेपर देखते हैं कौन सा है, हिस्ट्री ऑफ इंग्लिश लैंग्वेज एंड लिंग्विस्टिक्स। Attempt any 3 questions in all. Question number 1 is compulsory. For example, English language of today is the language which has resulted from the fusion of dialects spoken by German tribes, Angles, Saxons, and Jutes. English language reflects in its entire development the political, social, cultural history of the Dutch people, Germanic people, French, Spanish people. 340 million number of people use it as their first language in UK and USA. English shares a great number of words from Romance language which are Dutch, French, Swedish, and Scottish, and Portuguese. The most important discovery leading to the hypothesis was the recognition that Sanskrit, the language of ancient India, was one of the Indo-European languages. The Celts called their Germanic conquerors Dash indiscriminately, probably because they had their first contact with the Dash through Saxons' raids on the coast. This question was important and it contained 10 marks. And now, question 2, what is meant by standard language? What are the different steps involved in standardization of a language? Third question, according to the Constitution of 1973, English is the official language of Pakistan. Discuss in detail the importance of English language in our society. Fourth question is, what are the important linguistic features of Old English period? This was your, second paper or probably the third paper of second semester. Let's move to another paper, General Linguistics. It also contains 30 marks. Fill in the blanks. The sounds of a person involved in a physical effort could be source of our language according to Yeho theory. Sumerians used particular shapes in their symbol. Through these inscriptions are described as wedge-shaped writing. A writing process in which a symbol for an entity is taken as symbol for sound or spoken word is known as dash. We have different sound, distinct sounds at one level and distinct meanings at another. This property is called development. Chomsky claims that the acquisition of even the dash is beyond capacities of an otherwise intelligent type. A longer word is reduced to one single syllable, then y or I is added. That is called what? Clapping or clipping? Clipping, I guess. An infix and an affix is incorporated inside another word in infixes. The study of grammar dependent of uses of language is study of dash. The form realizing lexical and inflectional morphemes can be recognized as dash. D variation. Alright. An abstract underlying level where basic components are shared by two sentences is called dash. Second question is, what are the distinctive features of language? The third question, it states, write a detailed note on development of writing. And the third question, last question, states, write down the IC analysis, why phrase structure grammar was introduced, draw a tree diagram of a sentence. BS English again. The second semester paper, another paper, General Linguistics. Fill in the blanks again of 11 marks. Chinese written symbol or dash are used as representation of meaning of words. Process where language is passed from one generation to the next is known as post Creole. And now is a blending of words smoke and folk gives a new word called smoke. Basic word form is known as lexical in combined use of free and bound morphemes. Dash are words used to connect and indicate relationship between events and things. A property of rules dash grammar is the capacity to be applied more than once in generating structures. A person who has a feeling, a perception, or a state fills the role of dash. Relatedness of meaning accompanying identical form is known as dash. A conventional knowledge structure dash exists in memory of people. An impairment of language function due to the brain damage is called aphasia. Dash is a term which tells about a variation in language according to its use is called dialect. What are acquisition barriers of for adults as compared to children? Define discourse analysis. What clues we use to interpret a discourse? What are different semantic roles? Elaborate with examples. What are the tools which a listener uses to understand what is not said? And then class participation has got 11 marks again. And next paper, it's phonetics and phonology, final paper. And then before this, we discussed, the midterm paper, a poem for mom. Your sunlight in my day, your moon I see far away. We have to transcribe the following test. You are there, I lean upon. You are the one that makes troubles me gone. Alright, you can look at this poem, and then we need to transcribe this poem, whole poem. And then what is stress? Explain features of word stress and give relevant examples. How nasal sounds are different from oral sounds. Explain with the help of suitable examples and diagrams. Question 4, it states, what is vowel? Describe the vowels in the following words with a diagram and examples. Ball, my, poor, love, and then great. Write any of the following terms: vowel and consonants, phoneme and morpheme, open and closed syllables, and then class participation got 20 marks. Last paper of second semester is Pakistan Studies. Question number 1 is compulsory, that includes fill in the blanks of 5 marks. For example, or maybe yes, 5 marks. Dash was the first Prime Minister of Pakistan, Liaquat Ali Khan. Ayub Khan had imposed the first martial law on date. On 1956, the first constitution was implemented. Iskandar Mirza passed an under order unifying all of the people of West Pakistan in on 1955. The second report of Basic Principal Committee was presented by Ayub Khan. Describe the salient features of 1962 Constitution. Discuss in detail the ministry of Liaquat Ali Khan 1948 to 1951. Explain the nature of serious problems facing Pakistan in 1970 1947. Which of these problems were short term and which of these are long term? Define the ideology of Pakistan. We are required to write, how many questions? You written attempt 24 questions, right? These were the papers of, first and then second semester, and then you can memorize it. You can look at these papers for your ease and comfort. Hope to see you in next video. May God bless you, and may God bless everyone. Thank you very much. Allah Hafiz. Thank you.